Hey everybody, it's Irene Davis with BrainStormAcres. You haven't been in the greenhouse with me in quite a while, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is I'm frequently working at odd hours of the day and night. The biggest reason is because we can no longer transfer data from my phone to Henry's computer, and my phone is what I film on most of the time. So Henry asked me if I'd come out today with an actual camera and fiddle around with it to see if it will function properly so that I could fill everybody in on what's going on. Now, if you've been following us for a while, you know that things look really different in here than they did just a couple of months ago. A couple of months ago, it was almost all brassicas. That means cabbage, kohlrabi, broccoli, no Brussels sprouts, but cauliflower, just all kinds of things like, stuff like that that is really cold hardy. And now that we're toasty in here, and it's June, it's done a major swap over. So pretty much all of the broccoli has been harvested and made to go away for good. We grow broccoli that we harvest the center out of, and then we harvest all the little bits on the edges. But at some point, that becomes inefficient, and it's no longer producing the volume that we need for the amount of time, effort, and water that it takes to keep it alive. So those things are all gone. Most of our cauliflower is gone. I have one red cauliflower left over here. Let me see if I can show him. Let's see, right there. You can see there's one here that's left, but all the others have been harvested out, and most of them have been eaten. Very tasty. A friend gave us, it's purple of California, I think it is. Purple of Sicily, cauliflower, and it just, it's like most of the other purple vegetables. When you cook it, the purple goes away and it becomes green. But it did have a great cauliflower flavor. So now that all the other plants that were in here are gone, I have planted some new seedlings in here. This is lizard spinach. So that has just started coming up. It's only been in there for a couple of days. But there's been a big switch over, like I said, so we're gradually getting rid of all of the, or most of the brassicas. We'll have pak choy and kohlrabi and a few things like that deep into the summer. But the broccoli and the cauliflower will be completely gone soon. I do have some Swiss chard over here, but it is in the process of bolting, some of it. The early stuff that went in there is pretty much done. Still tastes good, so I just have to decide when I'm going to pull that. This is dill, and it's been recently transplanted. It's doing really well. The nasturtiums are loving it, so that's a good thing. We still have some small tomatoes that are being potted up. These just went in this week. Those are Amanda orange seedlings. The vast majority of our tomatoes, as you can see, are on hydroponics, and I was just tying those up a little bit this morning. Not all of them are tied up yet, and I will be adding a couple more reels to control the growth. I've been trimming back extra branches and things that are not necessary to keep the airflow good. These are doing great. They are just totally full of tomatoes. So very, very happy with that. Love our tomatoes. And these include beefsteak style tomatoes, paste tomatoes, regular eating tomatoes, the whole, gamut of things. This is a giant husk cherry plant over here, and it's just started to produce. I mean, it's got lots and lots of fruit on it, but it's just starting to have a few that are ripening. If you're not familiar with these, they look like a tomatillo. They have a dime-sized fruit inside them, and when that fruit is yellow, it has a sweet tropical flavor to it. They're in the tomato and tomatillo family. We love them, but they generally attract bugs, particularly cucumber beetles. So far, so good. We haven't had any trouble with that this year. We're hoping that it will stay that way. These are yard-long beans and one cucumber plant. More tomatoes back there. More cucumbers here. One pak choi, which I need to harvest. It's got a little tip burn on it. And there's lots more cucumbers down here. And what else do we have in here? Oh, we do have some, this is some spinach, and there's more spinach on the other side. And the lizard that I just told you about is also spinach. More husk cherries. This is a mix of kohlrabi and Thai basil. And these are some of the seedlings that will be going outside soon. We have an assortment of squash and cantaloupe, and one more nasturtium plant that needs to go out. Peas. We did peas. We did PLS 593 from Johnny's Select Seeds this year. Those are shell peas, and they did awesome. This one has just been cleaned out because they got to the point they were no longer really producing. This has had the first flush of peas, and we're waiting for the next flush of flowers to come on. They're just sort of starting. We'll see how long they'll last now that it's really quite warm in here. But we're psyched. We really got a nice, for 2 small containers, we got a very nice selection of peas this year. We ate as many as we wanted to, and we actually froze a few. These are kohlrabi, and you can see how giant they are. This is ptericas, I believe. Yeah, that's pteric. What we like about that variety of kohlrabi is that even when it gets big, it very rarely gets woody. So we can let it get pretty giant. And even if the outside of the bulby sort of thing doesn't look great, which these actually do look good, it protects, the thick skin protects the interior from any bug damage or anything. So even if you're having trouble with bug damage, it's not a big problem. So that's what we've been up to in here. I'm out here every day, usually early, and then sometimes later in the afternoon doing some stuff. I've been potting up a few things. Today I am I've already been out here working this morning early, and I'm going to plant a pot of lettuce, I think. And I'm busy debating whether I'm going to just plant a couple of pieces of lettuce in with a tomato plant, which is what I may do, and then let it go. Like this one here, you know, that's purple of Sicily cauliflower, and it's got lizard spinach coming up around it because we know that cauliflower is going to be gone within probably a couple of weeks at the most. So I might as well use that space. We try and be as efficient as possible in here because the big deal is water. You know, you're spending water to make your plants work. So yeah, I think I will because part of my goal is to eliminate some of these additional pots around here. See, like things like this, the cabbage will be going away relatively soon. That one I could harvest right now. This one's not ready. That one's almost ready. I've got probably 4 or 5 cabbage that if I wanted to, I could harvest out of here right now. I'm trying to cut them only when I need them. So I try and hold them as long as I can because there's only 2 or 3 of us eating this stuff, so you know, you can only eat so much coleslaw and stuff like that. We still have some coleslaw in the fridge right now, so we'll finish that at lunch, and then I'll probably bring in another one. But you can see how nice and sturdy some of these tomatoes are. This one here, we have no idea what it is because it's a volunteer. Based on the fact that it's really growing tall, it could be Amanda Orange, but it's also possible that it's just a devolved F1. In other words, we had everything in here is F1 except for the Amanda Orange, which is a heritage variety. And The fact that it's getting as tall as it is already tells me it's not a determinate tomato. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what the fruit turns out to be. It's probably going to be delicious, but it was volunteer and it just literally came up in with the spinach, I think it was originally. And then I left it as we planted more spinach, and just I figured if we could make it, it could go. That was kind of my attitude. We are still planting some new things, like these are champion radishes that have been planted around the bottom of another purple cauliflower. I don't know if this purple cauliflower is going to make because it's getting so warm in here now. But we'll leave it for now, and if it doesn't, when the radishes are gone, the cauliflower will be gone too. We are also growing some yard-long beans in here this year. So I have both red and green yard-long beans here, along with one cucumber, which I'm not sure what kind it is. We'll find out when we find out. I suspect, well, I won't say what I suspect. I'm not sure what kind of cucumber it is. We were gifted some cucumbers, and there was a little bit of chaos when I was transplanting some stuff, so it could be one of the gifted cucumbers, in which case it's a burpless, or it could be one of ours, in which case it's a Tasty Jade from Johnny's. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. So I think I'm going to go around the other side and plant a little bit of lettuce. I'll set you guys up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm working hard to keep my seeds and my water in the shade. It's hopefully the fans are not too obnoxious. They if I'm working really close to them, they're quite loud, and I normally would just put on a Bluetooth headset and listen to stories or music or something. But here we are around the backside. These itty-bitty tomato plants are dwarf plants from Haas. We have two different varieties. We have a red robin and we have a yellow canary. And yeah, they're not stunted. That's actually how big they grow. They are incredibly prolific. You can see on this plant here, it's just covered with little tomatoes. And here's the backside of my husk cherry. You can see the fruit in there. There's a couple of them in there that are starting to go tan. Like I say, they're just starting to produce ripe fruit now, which is one of my favorite things in the world. So